Hey, good morning to you all. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, of course. Others, can you hear Ms. Rashmi?
Yes.
Everyone, please, I encourage you to, talk to her and engage with her. So ask questions. So she will share as much as possible the experience she gained. So please make it a discussion and ask many questions, right, to clarify what she has found and to fill the gaps that you have in the session. Please actively engage and talk to Ms. Rashmi and ask questions, and she's there to answer you. Okay, Rashmi.
Okay, good morning to you all. And today I'm going to discuss with you about the entrepreneurial skills and employment of agricultural graduates. So before that, so tell me, what do you know? What do you mean by these entrepreneurial skills? So it's better if you can discuss with me. So what do you mean by entrepreneurial skills? Anyone?
People, can you speak, please? It's very hard to be entrepreneurs keeping your mouth shut. You need to speak and express your ideas. Don't hesitate to speak out. So nobody will make personal judgments about you. So feel free to talk. That is very important. So I encourage you, everyone, please talk to your teacher or your lecturer or to your colleague and freely express your ideas. That's all right.
Madam, I believe that the main skill that an entrepreneur should have is being a good leader, because he's the someone who's going to lead the business. So I also believe that he has to have good communication skills, and they also have to be creative and very innovative as well.
Yes, yeah, they are some of the entrepreneurial skills, but how can you define that? Well, so while becoming a successful entrepreneur is a nature for some people, other people require some of the skills that in order to become a successful entrepreneur or in order to maintain a successful business. Therefore, these entrepreneurial skills are those normally associated with being an entrepreneur. Of course, that is, anyone can develop such skills by by studying these skills. So normally, simply we are saying that entrepreneurship is just starting a business, but it's not just starting a business. It's a complex process, right? So if someone want to become an entrepreneur, just starting a business is not enough. So if someone is starting a business, of course they may become a businessman. But if a person who are having these entrepreneurial skills, they have the ability to start and also maintain their employment for a longer time. We call this as sustainable. And also they have the ability to develop their business into a larger organization. For example, the people like Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, like they are very famous entrepreneurs in the world. So why we call them as entrepreneurs? Because they have these skills, right? And also they have introduced something new to the world, a new business, and they have maintained that business for a longer time. And also they have they had the ability to develop their business into a larger organizations which is recognized by the whole world, right? Like Facebook and Apple, like corporations. So they are very well recognized by the world. So why they have developed up to that stage? Because the people who have started that business are having such entrepreneurial skills, right? So next thing is, what is employability? So can anyone tell me? Well, so employability, it is a set of skills, knowledge, and the personal attributes that make a person more secure in their employment. Not only that, this also is benefiting for themselves and their family, their workforce, and all the community, right? So what do you mean by graduate employability? So this graduate employability is the graduate's ability to adapt to the labor market with their academic skills. So what is this academic skills? It is not only about your knowledge, right? So after having this degree, of course, you all have the degree after this degree program. Almost all you have that knowledge, right? But not only the knowledge, this includes your hard skills as well as another most important thing is your soft skills. Therefore, you need to develop these soft skills during your university life, right? So, so now I talked about this entrepreneurial skills and the employability. And you may think why these entrepreneurial skills are for us, because we want to have this degree and want to have a good, well reputed and a higher professional job, and we don't want this such skills. No. So let's see why these entrepreneurial skills are important for you guys, right? So so according to the existing literature, so they have identified that there is a substantial gap or a significant gap between the skills demand and supply. So what is this skills demand and supply? This skills demand and supply is most of the employers are seeking lots of skills from their employees, right? So that is the skills demand. That means the skills that is seeking by the employers, and the supply is the how much of these skills are processed by the graduates. So there is so this skills demand and this, there's a gap between this skills demand and the skills supply. So most of the literature as well as most of the employers in government institutes as well as in the private companies, they always tell that the graduates of the state universities are lacking enough entrepreneurial skills that they are demanding, and therefore they may end up with lots of unemployment rates or underemployment rates, right? So by looking at that statement, so we can see that there's a relationship between the employability and the entrepreneurial skills, right? Because they are seeking so many, especially soft skills or these entrepreneurial skills from graduates. So by developing these entrepreneurial skills among undergraduates, that means you guys, is very much important in order to reduce this problem of graduate unemployment. Why I'm saying that? Because you may think, yes, we want to get the knowledge from this degree program and we can develop such skills after graduation. No, it's not working. You have to you have to know the importance of these entrepreneurial skills, and also you need to develop these skills during this time. And that means you need to develop these entrepreneurial skills during your undergraduate level, because that is the best stage to develop. And if you want to have a higher professional job opportunity or to become an entrepreneur, it's better if you can develop these skills uh, as with your undergraduate level, right? So then you can have a good job immediately after your graduation if you have these skills. So in order to find these entrepreneurial skills and the employment of graduates, you can do a research, right? So of course, you may have you have to do an individual research at the final year of your degree program. So it's better if you have an idea about these research methods, right? So let's see what are the main steps of a research project. So first and the most important thing of a research is identification of a research problem. Right? For example, now in our case, so graduates, agricultural graduates unemployment or graduates employability and their skills. So this is the research problem. And the next thing is you have to formulate a hypothesis. It means, for example, the type of employment is associated with entrepreneurial skills, or the type of employment is not associated with entrepreneurial skills. Likewise, you have to build a hypothesis from your research. So you will learn these things later. And the review of literature review. So this is one of the most important part in your research, because if, almost all the researches are based on evidences, or it should be based on the good literature review. Otherwise, we say that it's not a good research if it is not based on a good literature review. So this literature should be related to your topic. Then the preparation of research design. So that is the methodology. That means how you are going to do your research, right? Then the actual experimentation. That means you're actually doing your experiment or survey and collect data related to your research. Then results and discussion. After you're collecting data, then you have to analyze this data and get the results. So once you get the results, then you have to do your discussion part. So that is in your discussion part, you should interpret all the results that you gain from your research. Then the formulation of conclusions and recommendations. So that means after you are having your results and based on your findings, you can have a conclusion about your research. And also you can give recommendations from your findings of the research, and this will be very much important for the policy makers, right? So let's see how to identify a research problem. So how you can identify a research problem. So as I told you earlier, identification of a research problem is the first and the most important part of your research. So that's why we call it is the heart of a research study. And so this research problem can be any specific issue or any difficulty or any contradiction between two things or a gap in knowledge that you're going to study or that you're going to investigate in your research. So, and also a research problem should be a clear and definite statement of this area that you're going to investigate or that you're going to concern. And as I told you earlier, this should be backed by evidences. Your research problem should be supported by evidences, right? Then, so So once you are looking for a research problem, so it may be a practical problem, and it will lead to contribute for a change in the society. Or you can have a theoretical problem which aim to expand the existing knowledge regarding that. So in order to find a research problem, so this idea can be taken from two ways. One is from real life issues and the scholarly arena. Right, so once you find a good research, a good or appropriate research problem, so you have to evaluate that whether your research problem is appropriate for a research. So how you can evaluate this? There are certain criteria that you can check, you can evaluate whether your research is appropriate. So the first thing is it should be supported by the literature, and it should considered significant. It should be timely, and it should be novel. It should be specific, and it should be researchable. Then, so in my case, so I studied about the agricultural graduates, entrepreneurial skills, and their employment. So for that, I have studied the present employment status of agricultural graduates. So in here, I have put an evidence for you. So this is I have taken this from the University Grants Commission. So they, according to them, there are 15.9% of the agricultural graduates in Sri Lanka unemployed, right? So there are 8 state agriculture faculties and other private institutes. So from that state universities, there are 15.9 agricultural graduates in Sri Lanka are unemployed. So this is a big value. So imagine now you're in your batch, you have more than, I think, 100. So take 100 of students from your batch, and after your graduation, so 20 of students do not have any employment opportunity. So you can see this is a big issue, right? So I have put some employment details of the certain universities. So the first one is University of Peradeniya, then University of Ruhuna, Vanda University, Sabragamu University, Rajaradi University, and Ubelasa University. So by seeing this figure, you can see that your faculty or your university, the Rajaradi University has the second highest unemployment rate, right? Second highest unemployment rate among the agricultural graduates in Sri Lanka. So you need to think about this, right? Because after 4 years, you also become graduates from the Rajaradi University, but you also face this situation, right? So why I conduct this research? So by seeing this problem, so that means according to the University Grants Commission, there are 15.9% of the agricultural graduates in Sri Lanka unemployed. Not only that, in our faculty, Rajaradi University has the second highest unemployment rate among the agricultural graduates in Sri Lanka. So this is a big issue. And also, so if you can remember that when I'm talking about a research problem, I told you that research problem can be taken from two ways. One is real world issues, and other thing is scholarly arena. So in my case, this is a real life issue, right? So that all of we are facing this issue. So and so when I go back, no, so it's this is a real life issue. So we need to consider about this thing, and we need to so by as I told you earlier. So you can have a practical problem. So this aims to contribute to a change. So by seeing this practical problem and researching regarding this, so we can give some recommendations for the policymakers in order to make a change, right? So then this is, so I have included some research articles which I used for in order to build up my research work. Yeah, right. So I told you earlier that if a research should, in order to be appropriate, so these criteria should be met, right? So this so in my case, my research was supported by the existing literature. So that is these are some of the existing literature that I have used for my literature. So it is supported by the literature. Then it should be considered significant, and also it should be timely, right? So this is about present status, and it is timely important to address this issue. So it's timely and it's not. So in this literature, you can see all of these research are from other countries, and none of scholar has still researched about this topic. It means they have there are so many research have done about the entrepreneurial skills, but none of have done about the agricultural graduates and their entrepreneurial skills. So in my case, so this study is novel and it is specific. This is specific to the agricultural graduates in Sri Lanka, and it's also researchable. So then let's move to objectives of a research. So actually the objectives of a research are the outcomes that you are going to achieve at the end of your research work, right? So almost all the research are based on almost all the research have more than one objective, right? So by having a research objective at the initial stages of your research will direct you how to go how to achieve your how to achieve your target. What's the so that will have that will direct you to direct you in the correct path in order to have your final results. So the purpose of research objective is to drive the research project, including data collection, analysis, and conclusions, right? So normally, objectives can be general or broad objectives, or it can be a specific objective, right? So this general objectives means it states that what you expect from your research in general terms. And the specific objective is it breaks down your general objective in smaller and logically connected parts that systematically address the various aspects of the problem. So in my case, these are my broad objective and specific objectives. So my broad objective was to identify the most important entrepreneurial skills for higher professional capabilities among agricultural graduates. And so that in order to achieve this broad objective, I have separate that broad objective into a smaller specific objective. So in here, my specific objectives was to analyze the agricultural graduates' employment during first 2 years after graduation, and to evaluate the entrepreneurial skills of agricultural graduates, to assess the relationship between the entrepreneurial skills and employment, and also to provide recommendations on entrepreneurial skills for employment in agricultural graduates. So here. So let's simply see what's my method of the research or the methodology. For my research, I have my study context was agricultural graduates in Sri Lanka. For that, I used a population of from the um, all the agricultural graduates and faculty of agriculture at University of Sri Lanka. And my sampling method was simple random sampling. So sometimes these terms may be somewhat new to you. However, you will uh, learn these methods in your upcoming semesters. And my sample size was 100 agricultural graduates in first 2 years after graduation. So this research was based on cross-sectional survey, and for that I used a well-structured and self-administrated questionnaire, and it was disseminated through email. And to analyze the data, I use descriptive statistics such as mean, mode, and standard deviation. And also, in order to get the key entrepreneurial skills, I used principal component analysis. And in order to evaluate the relationship between the entrepreneurial skills and type of employment, I used ordered profit regression analysis. So when it comes to my results, so according to the survey I conducted, I have found that there are more than half, that is 52% of the agricultural graduates in their first 2 years after graduation are unemployed. That is from your faculty, from my faculty. So it's a huge percentage. That is more than half of the agricultural graduates who are in their first 2 years after graduation are unemployed. So there's something that you need to think, right? And also, I have found that there are 10.4% of the employed graduates in your faculty or Rajarata University are self-employed. So that is, so I have used 100 agricultural graduates who are in their first 2 years after graduation. And from that 100, only five students or only 5 graduates are doing their self-employment, right? Only 5 are entrepreneurs. So and also half of the respondents of the study, that is around 45.8, were involved in the non-agriculture industries. So they are having an agricultural degree, but they are now involved in a non-agriculture sector. So there are some of the reasons for this finding, because sometimes it is because now you will see, even though this is an agriculture degree, you will learn broad subject areas such as physics, chemistry, statistics, and economics. Like so many, you will cover so many subject areas during your undergraduate program, right? So after your graduation, you can engage in the banking sector or teaching sector or other academic sector, or you can become a researcher or in other financial institutes or administrative service. So you have broad areas to go after your graduation. So that may be the reason of involving this non-agriculture sector, or sometimes maybe lack of job opportunities or employment opportunities for agricultural graduates in the field of agriculture. right? So here I have included a table about the graduates entrepreneurial skills. So here this table include 11 entrepreneurial skills. So these are the entrepreneurial skills that I used to do my research work. So all of these entrepreneurial skills are based on the existing literature. So I have evaluated the graduates entrepreneurial skills. So here you can see the mean value in here. So by seeing this, so for that, so this mean value means I have used a Likert scale. It is from 1 to 5. So 1 is not at all competent and 5 is extremely competent. So you can see by seeing these mean values. So all of these mean values are skewed to competent level. That means the graduates are having some kind of some kind of entrepreneurial skills for a certain level, right? So that is one of my finding, that even though the employers are telling that the graduates are not having enough entrepreneurial skills, according to the graduates, because this is their perceived values, right? So according to the agricultural graduates, so they are saying that they are having some kind of certain skills for a certain level, right? So I have noted that from the existing literature, this employability is not only depend on the skills, but also it is depends on the understanding and attributes and external factors and other circumstances like the state of the labor market. So therefore, the reason for this high unemployment rate among the agricultural graduates may be a result of external economic problems. So as you all know, we had a COVID-19 pandemic situation, and then now we are facing a huge economic crisis within the country. So due to that instability of the economy, so most of the employment opportunities have reduced. However, there are thousands of agricultural graduates or agricultural students passed out in each year from 8 state agriculture faculties, as well as some other private institutes like Aquinas and SLTC or Sri Lanka Technological Campus, and Open University, like other institutes as well. So there are thousands of graduates, a thousand of students graduate in each year, but the employment opportunities within the country is reducing day by day. So it creates a huge gap between the number of agricultural graduates and the available job opportunities. So this will be the reason for high unemployment rate during this time. And also, I think this will remain for next around 5 years. That means you also will face this situation of lacking job opportunities in the country. So what you can do, right? So that means, yeah, as I told you, that most of you want to have a good or higher professional job opportunity at the end of your degree. So, but rather than staying for a job, if you can become an entrepreneur, if you can start a new business by your own, right? So that will be helpful for the economy, and that will create a job opportunity for you and also the some other people in the country, so that will contribute to the economy as well. Therefore, so it's better if you can have, if you can start a new business. So you don't want to wait until your graduation. Even now, you can start a new business and you can develop that, right? But starting and in order to maintain your business, you should have this entrepreneurial skills. So that is the only way that you can become an entrepreneur, right? So I highly encourage you guys to uh, start your own business rather than waiting for a job opportunity. It's better if you can have a higher professional job, but why don't you think about to become a CEO in your own company rather than working for some other people, right? So it is the best way to overcome this serious and big issue of graduate unemployment, right? So I think you guys will not become unemployed graduates if you can start a new business by your own. So let's see. So now I told you to become an entrepreneur, but how you can become an entrepreneur? So for that, you should have a entrepreneurial mindset. So what is this entrepreneurial mindset? Well, so can anyone tell me what is entrepreneurial mindset? No one? Yeah, entrepreneurial mindset is it is a way of thinking that enables you guys to overcome challenges, to be decisive and accept responsibility for your outcomes, right? So if you want to become an entrepreneur, of course you need to take the risk of initiating a new business, and you need to take the decision to start a business, and once you start your business, then there are so many challenges will come. So you need to you should be able to overcome those challenges, and you should be able to accept the responsibility of your outcomes, right? So here I have listed some of the entrepreneurial skills. um, so let's see one by one. So first thing is decision making ability, right? So you should be able to take sound decisions in any situation that you face. You should be able to you should be able to have a sound have a sound decisions, right? So so just so and to in order start you're thinking to start a new business, or you want to introduce something new to the world. Of course you have so starting a business, it is also a decision, right? Then risk taking ability. That means if you want to start a new business or introduce something, a new good or a service to the world, which is not existing yet. So you are taking a risk because you don't know the outcome of your business, because no one has done that before. So you are taking that, but if you take that risk and start a new business, and if you become success, so that is one of the characteristics of entrepreneur. Then ability to identify new opportunities. For example, I will take Jeffrey Zalfer. Do you know who is Jeffrey Zalfer? Anyone? So do you know who is Jeffrey Zalfer? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So do you know who is Jeffrey Zalfer? Well, do you know Pick Me?
Yes, madam.
Yeah, so Jeffrey Zalfer is the one who started Pick Me, right? He's one of the Sri Lankan entrepreneurs, right? So he has found a new opportunity, right? So he saw the problem of problems in transportation, and he initiated Pick Me, and now it's famous in within Sri Lanka, right? So I think you also have used that his service. So he has identified, so he solved the problem in transportation, and he found he took that problem as a new opportunity for him. So it became a new business opportunity for him in order to start Pick Me, right? So then innovation and creativity. So Steve Jobs, he's one of the best examples for creativity because he is well known for his creativity, and also he is innovative, right? So Apple Corporation, which is spread throughout the world. So that is because of his innovative and creative ability. And then the networking ability. So what's that networking ability? Just imagine you're going to introduce something which is not existed before. So, but if you want to spread that, so if you don't have a good network, so how you can spread that message for others? For that, you should have a good networking ability. Then planning and organizing. So as graduates, you should have the ability to plan and organize. That means even your studies, right? If you don't have a plan, then you will end up with you don't be able to have a good result at the end. If you have a plan for your semester, for academic years, then you will have a good result at the end if you have a good planning and organizing ability, right? So then communication skills. This is another important skill that almost all of us should have, right? So if you don't have a good communication skill, definitely you will fail. Not only to become an entrepreneur, but if you want to have a good, if you want to achieve a higher professional job opportunity, yes, of course, you should have this communication skills, because without communication skills, you may not be able to achieve a higher professional job opportunity. Even you cannot sustain during your within your committee if you don't have a good communication skills, right? Then marketing skills. So if you don't have the marketing skills, so you cannot compete in the so if you are if you are doing a business and you are producing some goods, but if you don't have this marketing skills, you will fail, because there's a huge competency in the market. So you can't compete. with other products available in the market. So you should have this marketing skills. So not only this business, not only in business, but also just imagine you're going after your graduation, you're going for an interview. So if you don't have the ability to market yourself, then you may not be able to pass your interview or get a good job, right? So you should have that marketing skills as well. Then problem solving ability. So that means identifying a idea. So if there's a problem, so you should be able to identify what is this problem, and you should be able to find what are the reasons for this problem, and also you should be able to give sound solutions for your problem. And also then you should evaluate how your solutions working, right? So then critical thinking ability. So if you are thinking in a conventional way without thinking critically or without analyzing the situation, so definitely you will fail in this complex job market, right? Then the last one is the leadership and teamwork. So what's that? So leadership, that means, so in my previous example, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, like these entrepreneurs, they have a good leadership abilities, right? So they are good leaders. So if they are not good leaders, they cannot build their businesses into such kind of large corporations, right? So leadership is another important skill, and also teamwork. If you don't like to work with others, you always negotiate, so you always neglect others ideas, so you may not be able to work in a team. So if you can't work in a team, of course you can't sustain in the community, right? So therefore these entrepreneurial skills are very much important for you guys, not only to become an entrepreneur, but also in order to achieve a higher employment opportunities, right? So in my research, so as I told you earlier, I have considered 11 entrepreneurial skills, and from that 11 entrepreneurial skills, I have identified what are the key entrepreneurial skills that are very much needed for graduates in order to achieve higher professional employment, right? So even though you may think having a knowledge and other professional qualifications are enough for you to achieve a higher job opportunity, no, that is not. So you need to develop these entrepreneurial skills in order to achieve higher professional employment. So these key entrepreneurial skills are the decision making, problem solving, then networking and communication, planning and organizing, risk-taking, leadership and teamwork, marketing skills, and ability to identify new opportunities. So from that key entrepreneurial skills, I have found that these three skills are the most important skills in order to achieve higher professional employment, right? So they are the networking and communication, planning and organization, and risk taking. If you have these three skills with you, it will help you to achieve a higher professional employment opportunity, right? So as I told you earlier, I have some messages to give you from my research work. So first thing is please don't wait until the last time to build up your skills, your qualifications, right? So even if you are thinking to build these entrepreneurial skills or other qualifications at the end of your graduation, so you are too late, right? So if you can develop your entrepreneurial skills or other qualifications during your undergraduate life, so that will be much benefiting for you at the end. The next thing is, so these entrepreneurial, so most of you are doing this degree in order to have a higher professional or managerial job opportunity. But so as you all know, there's a huge economic crisis in Sri Lanka. So most of the time, the available job opportunities for you as well as ourselves are reducing. And also, most of the government institutes and other private companies, they also reducing their employers. In such a situation, finding a appropriate job is very much difficult, right? Therefore, and also almost all, so now in your batch, after 4 years, you all are having having an agricultural degree. But if you just imagine 10 of your batchmates go for an interview after your graduation, and you all of 10 having a degree. So how the interview board select one of you that is from your skills, how you face to that interview, how you market you in your interview, right? So having a degree is not just enough for to achieve a higher professional job. So you need to develop these entrepreneurial skills, right? So because they are much important, not only to achieve a job, but in order to sustain or develop your career life. So another thing is, so it's so we hope that even 10% or 15% of you from your batch will become entrepreneurs, because now due to this economic crisis, the job opportunities are lacking. And if you can become an entrepreneur, if you can start a new business, so it will ultimately give you an employment opportunity for you, and also it will create more and more job opportunities to the economy, so that will ultimately reduce this problem of graduate unemployment. Therefore, and also, rather than doing a job, so if you can start your own business, so it will benefiting you. And so having just a salary is not enough in this economic crisis. So if you are doing your own business, so of course you can earn more, right? So we hope most of you will become agriculture entrepreneurs. So if it's better if you can so apply the knowledge that you are gaining from this degree program in order to start an agribusiness, agriculture related business. So of course you will earn more. You will if you can become an agro entrepreneur, so that is what we need. So think about that, and I wish you all the very best for your academic life, as well as I hope even 10% or 15% of you guys will become agro entrepreneurs. So that is one of aim of us. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Rashmi, for your insightful presentation.
You're most welcome, sir.
Yeah, and I would like people in the audience to raise some questions. So of course questions is the best way to learn and clarify doubts and the fill your gaps. So please ask any questions. Maybe you can ask, okay, Rashmi, so would you wish to start your own business, something like that, so that also provide kind of insights for you to see how her thoughts work on doing own businesses and establishing enterprises of your own. So please ask questions. It's very important to engage in the discussion. And yeah, so anyone, any question?
Madam,
Chanuka? Yes. Who is Sandhuni? Yes.
Sandhuni.
Speak.
Madam, do you think that now during an economical crisis, is it okay to start or and initiate a business? If we are going to do that, what kind of precautions can we take in order to not get affected by this kind of an economical crisis?
Yeah, so during this economic crisis, so it will be a risk of starting a new business. However, so rather than just waiting for job opportunities, if you can start a new business, or that will ultimately help for the economy of the country, because now we are lacking money for the country. So if you, especially if you just think, if you are doing an agri business which is related to exporting agricultural goods, so that will that is one of the best solution for this economic crisis, because we are lacking dollars. So if you can export some, especially the value added products for the for other countries, European market, for America, Australia like countries, so we can have dollars. So that is the best way, best thing that you can do as agriculture graduate or agriculture undergraduate. So that will, yes, even though it is risky, if you start, you will see that there's a huge flow of dollars will come to the country. So it's better if you can start such kind of business. Is that clear to you?
Madam, thank you, Madam. Madam, what about from my end? How am I supposed to work in order to minimize the risk factors that I would be facing as the owner of the business?
Well, so if you normally starting a business is risky, right? So if normally the entrepreneurs are the risk takers, they are taking the risk. So minimizing risk is yes, that is good, but if you are taking that risk of starting a new business, then you will become an entrepreneur. And so in order to reduce this, so you should always in the panic area. So most of the entrepreneurs are in that area, right? Not the comfort zone. If you are in the comfort zone and just want to become an entrepreneur, so I think it is useless, right? So if you can minimize the risk by, first you have so just imagine you're doing agriculture related agribusiness, right? So and you're going to export, imagine you're going to export some agriculture products to European market, right? So how you can reduce this risk? First, before you are going to start your business, first you need to evaluate the market, how the European market is working, and the prices, and you have to do a research, right? So about the market and what are the most important products, how can I add a value to these products, like things you have, and you have to think creatively. So if you are doing, if you adding a value to a product creatively and innovatively, of course, it will market in the, it has a good market in other countries, right? So first and most important thing is before you are going to start a new business, you should do a research or you should evaluate, you should um, identify what are the needs and what are the risk factors, how can I overcome these things, right? So then after doing a research about these products and markets, then you can have a decision to start your business. And so other the risk factors are coming after you have initiated. So always you should be updated, right? So you are doing your business in a conventional way, it's not working. Always you should search what are the new things, how can I do. So there are some people, there are some people, they have so many problems, or they are facing some challenges during their business, but they have overcome them. How they have overcome them? Through new innovative things, creative things, like that. Once you initiate your business, of course you may have so many risks, you may have so many challenges, but you need to upgrade your knowledge, upgrade your, you always should have a good network with other countries, how the prices are going, what are the most demanding things. Likewise, you should always have a network, good communication in order to reduce these risks.
Rashmi, may I add something to that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
Yeah, so actually, right, very good. Actually, exactly what Rashmi told, of course, help to reduce. Like, if I summarize what Rashmi mentioned, it's all about information. It's all about information. So you need to search information and you need to research about what's it and where it goes and how you can do, what are the alternatives. It's all about information. Information is the best tool in reducing the risk of businesses. If you know the information, of course, you are available, or you are aware about the environment that you're making a decision. So obviously, you will reduce the risk. If you take a decision without information, definitely you are in a huge risk. So first, search the environment, search the information, collect everything, and decide your own, okay, under these circumstances, what is the best? Then you make a firm decision, right? So this is the business that I'm going to invest in. So today's world, the best way to reduce the risk is making aware about information. So that is the trust area that you should work on, right? Always be vigilant, because we learned entrepreneur is an information seeker, right? So you need to gather as much as information possible before you make a decision. Probably you can, go online, talk to your friend, talk to a business person in the same field, right? So, or talk to another expert, right? So probably you may talk to your parents because they are more experienced than you, right? So they will guide you. Likewise, trust on like having more information with you before you take a decision, right? Very good. I'm really like this discussion. Okay, thanks, Rashmi. Yeah, any more questions, please ask. Anyone have any question?
Before that, I would like to thank Sir and Madam for the valuable advice. It was, I think it's going to be very beneficial. Thank you very much, Sir and Madam.
You're welcome. So, anyone have any question?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes.
So after thinking about a new idea, so is there a specific way to launch a product, so innovative ideas to the market, job market?
Can you repeat that? Because I didn't see, I didn't hear you clearly. Hello?
Yes,
Can you
ma'am.
please repeat the question? Not Rashmi, sorry,
Sorry.
Ransari, yes. Ransari, can you repeat the question?
So, so, so I'm asking like how to launch new ideas to the job market, like after finding a solution for this economic crisis. If we have a new product or a new innovation ideas, like is there a proper way to launch it to the market?
Yeah. So Rashmi, did you get the question?
Yes,
So
sir.
she's asking like in this situation, how to launch a product or service in the market. So what is your answer?
In this situation or after this crisis, sir? I think she's
You-
asking after this crisis, right?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have a new product, so first, if you are going to uh, start a new business as a sole proprietor, so you can register. There's a simple process in registration, and then just in my previous example, so you are doing exporting of agricultural commodities. So you can contact with the people in the market, especially in this export market, or you can directly send your products by contacting the sellers in other countries. And I think that's also, so do you have something to add to that?
Yeah, so actually like exactly as you told, like it's your decision to launch. The only thing is like you need to know how to launch. Probably this may be the gap in knowledge you have. If you do something related to export, there's established bodies in the country, they can help you to go to the export market. For example, Export Development Board. So you can go with your idea and present them, this is my idea, and talk to them, and they will probably help you to how to bring this product to the international market, because they time to time, held international trade exhibitions, maybe in the locally as well as internationally. So they organize trade exhibitions. So if you have a product and if you want bring this to the global business community, you can talk to them, and sometimes they sponsor you. So they will take you to other countries and arrange stalls for you to make demonstrations of your products. Likewise, there are some mechanisms and ways to get the public appearance of your business idea. So in that way you can plan it, right? Or if you do something locally, probably you can connect with people in the business industry or agriculture industry. Suppose now you want to supply pineapple to the processors, you straight go to the processors and talk to them. So I can provide or I can supply so this much of pineapple to you, to the market or to the processing. Would you willing to give a trial or to give a tryout? So likewise, it's about negotiation. So you as a business person, as the entrepreneur, you should have these negotiation skills. So if you have the product or if you have the idea, and negotiate with people, potential people, like, okay, so I have this idea, what do you think? So can you come and invest in this idea? Likewise, like you go to the banks, suppose you have an idea, and go to the banks and talk to them whether they will be able to give capital to invest. Like that, develop your negotiation skills. If you are a competent idea maker, of course, you need to be able to negotiate with potential business partners or potential capital providers or potential international buyers, likewise, right? Are you happy with the answer?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Any more questions to Rashmi? People?
Hello. I see lots of like business women coming out in this
Yes.
forum. That's a really good sign, right? Very good. Okay. Any idea? Any question from others? Yes, people, please ask any questions. So I'm really glad that you present some questions. That is what we really need, so that we can, help you and we can improve your understanding. Any more questions? Okay, seems there's no more, I guess. Right. If we not having further queries, let us wind up the discussion.
So there's another question in the
Okay.
chat box.
Okay, you just go and check. What does it say?
Is good to start a spice export business today world, and now I'm doing a craft business using eBay platform. So that's a good thing. So of course you
Wow.
can use e-marketing
Yeah.
in this situation, especially this e-concept came after this COVID-19 pandemic, and it is still there. So it's better if you can use e-marketing. So then you can achieve not only the local market, also you can achieve the international market as well. So, and is it good to start a spice export business? Yeah, that's a good thing, and especially I have done my internship in the department in the Department of Export Agriculture. So there are lots of people who are doing these spices related related things, and the especially in cinnamon. So if you can do a good value added product for cinnamon, rather than sending mass amounts of quails to the European market. If you can do value added products for, you can add value to your spices or spice products. So that will be a good way to build a good business, because Sri Lanka is well known for spices in the world market. So it's better if you can start that. But the only thing is you should be able to add some value to your products, rather than just sending raw materials. Is that clear to you, or do you need any clarification regarding that?
Okay, what was the question, Rashmi? What was she asking? Is she doing some export of spices right at the moment?
No, sir. She's asking, is good to start a spice export business today,
Yeah.
world, and now I'm doing a craft business using eBay platform. She's doing
Wow.
that. Yeah, she's doing that
Wow, that's
craft
good.
business using eBay, and I think she wants to start a spice export business as well.
Very good. So who is that girl? I can't see the message. Can you just raise hand? I just want to pin her.
I don't know if he or she.
Okay. Can you please
only
tell
the
me
HG
your...
number is visible.
Yeah. So 128.
Yeah.
Can you speak out your name, please?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Yeah. So you are
my name, yes,
yeah.
Sir. My name is Utpala Himaru, and I live in Nitambur.
Utpala Himaru, right?
Yes.
Utpala Himaru. Okay. So what is the craft that you are doing now?
Like dream catchers, wooden ships.
Dream catchers?
Crops. wooden clocks, wooden ships, sir.
Okay, nice. Okay, so probably I will take you to a discussion maybe in the next week. So you just prepare to discuss about your business and how did you started it and what helped that to do. Okay, so thank you for introducing to us, and it's really great to hear this. Okay, so just we'll have a small 10 minutes discussion next week about your business and how did you enter to that. Thank you, Utpala, for sharing.
Okay, sir. Welcome.
Okay. Hello, අපේ තව තියෙනවද ප්‍රශ්න රශ්මි කවුරු හරි අහුවද ප්‍රශ්න මොකුත් නෑනේ
That's
මේ
all.
උත්පල මේ මට ඔයාගේ දරුවෝ ෆෝන් නම්බර් එක චුට්ටක් දෙන්න පුළුවන්ද උත්පල
Okay, sir.
මට කියන්න ෆෝන් නම්බර් එක
076
076
870
870
78
78
67.
67 note 76 870 7867 නේ
Yes, sir.
හරි okay thank you උත්පල
Welcome,
අපේ
sir.
තව ඒ වගේ ඉන්නවද ඒ වගේ අත්‍තරම දැනට මොන හරි ස්ටාර්ට්අප් එකක් කරන කෙනෙක් if you have started something and if you are doing something right at the moment, so please come forward and tell who you are and what are you doing. So these are real great examples to share among your colleagues, right? They are really good motivations for them to see on you and see about, like, look at on you and do something their own. So you are really great motive people and role models to show up to the colleagues about what you are doing and how you are doing, right? So therefore please come forward and introduce yourself if you're involved in some kind of sort of businesses. Okay, any more questions? Any more questions? Right. If there's no more, shall we wind up, Rashmi?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay, Rashmi, then thank you very much for accepting my invitation and doing this great delivery to everyone. It was so inspiring, and thank you. I'm really proud of
most
you. And
welcome, and
yeah.
thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my research findings and my ideas with these colleagues. So thank you for this opportunity.
Okay, awesome, excellent. Then thank you everyone for throwing some questions to Rashmi and coming to the discussion. So I here conclude the session today, and I have uploaded a small assignment. Please pay attention to that as well. It's a very simple one. You just have to make 10-15 maximum 15 slides about 2 types of entrepreneurship and upload that to the LMS. And thank you very much everyone, and we will meet again next week, and we'll involve in another very interesting session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir and madam.
Bye. Have a good day.